as like a FOMC, like a FOMC day, I can sometimes go in after the FOMC announcement because it's created volatility. But ahead of the FOMC, I won't be in front of that because it's basically a gamble. You don't know what they're going to do. For non-farm payroll, the elements about that week and what you've learned hopefully this week was that in the beginning of the week, this is what I teach my students, that Monday, Tuesday is kind of like your honeypot. You want to go into the market looking for your setups there. And if you don't find it, try to force it. You don't insist upon taking a trade. But if it presents it, you try to take it then. And then at the New York session on Wednesday, that's like your cutoff time. It's closing time. If you want to go in after that, just know that you're gambling. You're not doing what I've taught you. And
Gonna be backtesting the
your trades and tweeting to me saying, thanks ICT.
4-hour time frame regular trading hours.
Okay, so if you made money, that's on you. And if you lost money, guess what? That's on you too. But I see a lot of folks that will post, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And apparently they're not listening. Because here's what I think. On Thursday and Friday, you shouldn't have been trading. That's what I think. And what do you do on those days? Well, basically, you're students. Okay, you're learning. And even if you've been trading for a while, if you're listening to me, you are a student. Okay, you're learning what it is that I do, whether you're going to use it or not. You're a student. So you don't want to be doing the things that I'm telling you not to do, because if you do that, you're wasting your time under my tutelage. You're not going to benefit from it. Apparently, some people like to come and they'll say, "Hey, look, ICT says don't do this, but I made money over here." Okay, that's fine. When it rains on everybody. Okay, that doesn't mean
I feel like 9 and
it just means that when I first
11, bro.
started
Like
making money years ago, back in the 90s, I had 9 months of sheer luck.
if you check your
and it's not
the
painful for me
daily
to say now. It was painful at the
analytics,
time to admit to myself that
or
it
to
wasn't as good as I thought it
you
was.
can see
Like I thought that
the
books that I purchased and VCR tapes and CDs and everything else. Well, not CDs, but
yeah,
DVDs were coming up then, and
exactly.
I thought that
The
logic
random of
was
the
building me into a juggernaut. And well, the only thing that was a juggernaut is how fast I blew the accounts. Because once the market started going into a trader's environment where everything stopped going parabolically one direction up, I discovered that I didn't know how to trade. And that was very painful to watch me blow not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 accounts. 5 accounts in 1 year in the 90s, trying to force what I thought the books were working for me initially with. And it's a terrible experience. But when I tell you these things, what to avoid, what not to be doing, and then I see folks going out and doing the very thing I tell you not to do. And the worst thing that can happen is for you to find short-term success doing the things I tell you not to do. That's exactly the equivalent of what I was doing for 9 months in 1993. And it was not skill. That was luck. And you were lucky if you made money on Thursday. You were lucky on Friday if you made money. Now that the dust has settled, it's Saturday. If you look at the 5-minute price action on the E-mini S&P. Now, I don't have a chart in front of me, but I know what it looked like. It was very boring, very sloppy. Yes, there was a setup. Yes, there was a few tiny little scalps. But if you were in there looking for a particular run, that would be framed with a larger degree of probability, not something just on a 1-minute basis. And when I'm looking at trades, I'm going to be all over the place, so that way it's probably going to be difficult for some of you guys that are sticklers about, why don't you just stay on one topic? I'm not going to be able to stay on a topic because I'm literally speaking as my mind goes. So this is what it's like to be in my head. I may not completely close a topic, and if I don't act on something, obviously just tweet it to me in response to this post or this recording, and then I'll address it if it's something that's noteworthy. If it's something that's already been mentioned in other videos or things, and I'll pretty much just, I'll like your comment saying I read it, but answer it because I've already answered it somewhere else. But when I see folks posting that, hey, thanks ICT, I made this much money on Thursday or Friday of non-farm payroll week. I'm not gonna high five
Here
you,
we can see that we
not because I'm ignoring you,
opened
not
and
because
traded
I'm
into
trying to
the
be ignorant, but I'm
40%
trying to show you
of the
that you're
overall
doing
gap. And
the opposite of what I'm telling you to do.
the
And some of you just
50%
simply want to
came
have
up
those
at
war scars.
uh,
Like you want to be able to go
173
through what I
points
went
away
through,
from the
or
open.
anybody else that
And we were
blows
still
accounts, and I got the war scars to prove I earned my stripes. If I could go back in time and I could have someone like what I'm trying to be, I'm doing my best to be the very thing that I was wanting to be, or not wanting to be, but wanting to learn from someone that had the experience, had gone through the pain,
the open.
suffered,
We traded.
lost real money, and then found a way to make money. That's
You need to
somebody that
watch the
I would
reaction after
completely
we
subscribe
traded
to, absolutely took everything they would have
this
said to
level,
heart. And
how we reverse.
that's my motivation in doing all this stuff. Because if I can save one of you from putting yourself through what I put myself through,
Continue for the rest of the day.
then it's
It's
a success for me. But it's almost like a confessional too, because a lot of you look up to me as like this superhero kind of guy, and you view
Tuesday
me as something that I'm not. I'm not like what many of you attribute
at a
characteristics.
smaller Judas,
Like
barely missing the 0.5
it's
level.
undeserved. I'm an average little
Traded
person.
into the
Okay,
quarter.
I'm not really a big deal. I came from a small town, and I was
It's
fortunate
about
to
50
find
are the kind of days I
my
like.
way in certain
We
circumstances,
do a little Judas of
certain
about
chance
50, 60
meetings,
points.
and I've been
Flip
blessed by a
rest of the
really
day.
big God. And that's who's behind me. That's
We've gotten
that's
the whole
where
expansion.
I get
We
the
sold at the
tenacity to stay
open.
with it. And that's who kept me going
So
when I
that's
didn't
why I
have an
look to
ICT
I don't
encouraging
wait
me.
for the
It would have been great for me to have somebody to sit down like this and kind of like just talk to me, be a friend, be someone to encourage me, because I was in tears just about every other day back in the 90s. I was so frustrated. I used to work, and I'm thinking about it right now as I'm driving.
so today we
On
had the
Saturdays, I would get up real early, and
bullish
I used to do a
Judas
vending
swing
route for a guy
for
out in
about
Owings Mills, Maryland.
70 points. Which
And I didn't make
is
very much money.
because as soon
Walking
as
you
we
across like
flip
a
bearish,
store,
I'll
but
be looking to sell.
I had to go service a nursing home on, I can't remember the name of the road. It'll come to me. Fayette Street,
Like
downtown in
50
Baltimore.
points start
Not a really good neighborhood,
to cut.
and I was always wondering if I was going to
These
get
are
robbed,
really, really big candles.
but
Like
I never
this
did.
March really moves a
But
lot.
I spent 5 hours of my Saturday
Um,
as a young man, just
so
turning
that's why when
20
we
years
can
old,
just picture out the bullish
freshly divorced.
when we're bearish, once we get our flip,
And
we
I
sell.
would waste
Get the
5 hours
expansion,
of my Saturday
you know,
servicing one
probably
account,
to 100 points.
and I would hate my life. Like I hated it. I hated the fact that I knew my friends and my family were home, like you probably are right now. Some of you are probably working. Some of you are listening at your job, and you're cheating your boss. But I
But
hated
yeah,
my life on these days.
we did a
So
juice of about
every
80
Saturday,
points. We overlapped,
I go out and I take a
got
drive. Now I'll cycle through both of my Corvettes because I got
kept
to keep
going.
them moving and
Turned
keep the
around.
battery
Once we
life on them. I
flip,
don't put a lot of miles on them,
we
but
know we're going for the expansion to the sell
I'm
side.
thinking out loud like I
This
usually do
4 hour
on
candle
Saturdays,
is
where
not
I
good from
reflect on when I
electronic
was a
trading
younger
hours,
man
so
before I
people
knew
don't
what
get
I
to
know
see the
now,
perspective.
and I was only making $315 a week.
But this happens every day.
50 of it was paid in under the table in cash for
And we had
servicing
the
that
next
Saturday
day.
account. It would take me
We
5 hours
closed
to
here and
get up,
opened right
drive
here.
out to Owings Mills from where I live,
See, for this day, we closed
pick the truck up,
fully.
load up the things that I need to put in the vending machines, and go service it, drive down to
So
Fayette
selling.
Street, then drive back up to Owings Mills,
And the GDS was
fuel the
about
truck
100
up, do the whole
points.
thing. And the whole time, I'm looking at the clock thinking, I'm never going to be able to
So
see
it's
my
a thing
girlfriend on
where we
time.
wait to
She's going to be
see your
upset.
reaction
And the
at
whole
these
thing, every
levels
one of you young guys are thinking all the
relative to
time.
the 930
That
open.
was
So
me.
we
I did the
get
same stuff.
expansion. And all of this
But
just so
while I was
happened within the
working and
first
while I
hour.
was driving to and from, I was looking for a way that I could come out of that. And I wanted to start my own vending business.
So
Like I was going to cut throat the guy I was working with because he was underpaying me. He took advantage of me because his view was, and this is what happened. I was sitting in the back of the warehouse after one of
uh,
my route days, and the guy's father, who really owned the business, came in, and real snooty Jewish man. Not that there's anything against Jews or anything like that, but this guy was a hardliner.
Like
Just
we've had our
if
Judas
you're not
to the
Jewish,
sell
then you're
side.
nobody.
Once we flip,
And
we're going to the buy
he
side.
said, "Where's that young
There's
guy?
more information that's needed
Where'd you find him
off
at?"
the basis of this.
Because I was always
Um,
wanting to learn how to fix the
uh,
machines. Like I wanted to know everything because my
100 points
intentions were
dealer.
I'm going to make my own
So
vending
by the
business.
time we start
I didn't
flipping,
want to
we
be a
know our
broker. I
range
knew that when I was younger.
and things like that. Um,
But I heard him say,
Next day we had a
where'd you get
small
him from?" And he's like, he
range.
applied,
So we flip
and he was the
the
one
way
that kept
down to
calling him for the
the
job. So,
midpoint,
and he comes, he never misses a
and then
day,
we
never
flipped.
misses a day. He's like, he looks like he's
So
from
we could
Essex
really
in
capitalize
Maryland.
on March.
He goes, he
Was a
is.
good month.
He goes, yeah, you got to watch
We're not
this.
moving
The
this
guy's from
time.
Essex.
Um,
I literally wanted to crawl under a rock at that time. And
it's a
that day
transaction.
struck a fire under my ass.
We're
I was
barely
like,
doing
you
that.
son of a bitch. Let me tell you what money making is all about. I'm going to find a way.
March we're
And
moving
I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna show you
400,
sons of
600
bitches
points in a,
what real money is.
so that's good.
I crept underneath
That's why
the
we
dock door
practice.
so that way they wouldn't hear me. Because I think at the time Glenn, who was the boss, the manager, the son of the owner,
Over here we're doing
his dad Marty,
300, 400.
he
All right. So the next day
he said something that day that literally got under
we have
my
our gap
skin, and I was like,
right here
who the hell do
closing.
you think you are?
As you
Now
can
let
see,
me paint a picture for you. This guy, he owned a lot of
the
Section 8
T,
real estate down in
the
Baltimore.
look over here,
Made $30,000 a month in Section 8
the
income,
high goes
living as
exactly
a
to
slumlord.
477
Okay.
with a Judas swing of
His
about
vending business, he had three routes. I
20
ran one of
points.
them. My route did
This day
$147,000,
definitely going to be selling that
and I
into
guess that was the middle route.
capitalize on
The
the rest of
largest
this
one was ran by
4 hour
his
candle.
cousin, and there was another guy that ran a smaller route that I think it did like $100,000. And
Happens every day.
granted, the business was
It's
50-50,
just
and
about
where you
having
paid,
regular
you
trading
basically
hours.
made that, and then you had to take
See
costs
what's
of
really
full-time
going on at
employee or
it.
whatever. And we just simply got really dirt income.
All right. So go to the next day, Wednesday.
That day, when I went home, I talked to my uncle, and this is why
Perfect.
I believe
Perfect.
college is a scam. Okay,
And
and I say it all the
you
time:
can
college is an absolute friggin' scam.
sell side
I went to school after
downwards,
high school, did all the
getting all the way
accelerated
down to
learning,
the
all the additional
0.75
things, and I was very high in
quadrant,
math, science,
quadrant,
and
sorry.
computer programming and
And then
operations. I was
we
into
had
all
a
that stuff
bullish
when I was in
price
sixth
action.
grade. I was making my own programs,
This is
making my own
Wednesday,
video
so we can
games.
expect stuff
Okay,
like this.
it is what it is. Now today, all the programming
So
languages that are available, I don't keep up with it because I'm not trying to be a computer programmer. I'm not trying to be an employee, and I could care less. But
this day we had a very,
that day when I
very
came home
big,
and that employer of mine offended me without knowing that he offended me,
we closed
obviously I
and
couldn't
opened
quit
all the
when
way
I
down
needed the
here.
money.
So we
But
did a Judas
I
swing
talked to my uncle, who was
of about
a University of
40
Maryland
points,
graduate
then
in
turned around
finance
and
and business
started
management.
going for the
And I said to him, I said,
quadrants and the
what
level.
would you do if this happened?
Closed
And
it
explain
fully
what
and
this
kept
did
going.
to
So
you.
this would have been a beautiful day,
And he
but
was like, what did I ask? He's
coincidentally,
like,
that's a Thursday.
did you say anything to him? I said, no, I was embarrassed.
It's usually better than Wednesday.
I
Okay.
mean, I'm from Middle
So
River, which is across the street
going
basically
into
from Essex,
Friday, we close here,
which is down the street from
open all the
Dundalk,
way up
Maryland.
here,
Okay.
down there.
And they are like the
So it would
armpits
have been,
of
we would,
Maryland. Okay.
if
As far as
price went up first,
trash,
we'll be looking to
like
sell. But
that's the areas
from this,
where
you
you
can
see
see
it.
price give
And
a
I can say
Judas of
that
about
because I
100
came up
points,
from it.
200
So
points.
a lot of good people live in
We
there, and they
turned
still
around,
do. But generally,
gave
you
over
get the
300
rough
points to
riders
the top
from
side.
that area.
And it's coming to close on
And some folks
end of
that are
March. So
from this area, when they hear me talk, they can hear like when I say
third
use,
of March is a
like
really good
that's
month
a
to trade.
that's a slang that you can
Third month
basically
of the
tell
year for
somebody's from
Mexico.
Middle River, Essex, Dundalk, that vicinity. We all have that kind of vernacular, that little
Over here,
uh,
we have a very
accent.
big gap.
But my uncle told me, he said, you just got to get yourself
We failed to get even to the
a good education
25, but we give us 6
and
points with us.
just pursue what you were
This is a
into.
situation, a
I said,
condition
I don't
where
want to
when
do
we
it.
flip bullish, I'm buying
Like, I don't want to
anyways,
do it.
and I'm looking
When
for
I
my
got out,
window.
I couldn't get a job
As you can
with all
see
the
here,
programming.
price all went up
I couldn't do it.
200.
I studied COBOL, CICS, Pascal,
This
Basic,
happens every day.
C++,
There's nothing much more to this
and
other than,
I didn't want to be in the video
when we
game
go through
making world.
electronic
Like, I
trading
didn't want
hours,
to do
we
that.
have
At the
targets
time,
and
the
stuff
visibility, and I was really wrong.
to anticipate
I
this
didn't
move.
see that as a industry that would have been growing
Um,
because I watched it transform so
Going into
much
the
from like
next
Atari
day,
25. or 2600 when I was a
We
kid.
had,
We all have PlayStation and Xboxes now, but
by the
when I
way,
was a kid, it was Atari 2600. Like you weren't it if you didn't have that. Okay. So I've watched all the transitions, and I was like, I just think it evolves too fast, and I just don't see myself being able to do that. But I was wrong in that
so
regard,
went
because if
into
I
the
would have
next
gotten
day,
into game making, I probably would have done well.
25th of March.
But and I know this probably has nothing to do with trading. And some of you are like, man,
We
what is your
closed here
point?
and
The
opened.
point is you
Um,
all ask how I think and interpret and how I got to
Look
where
at
I
the,
am, and
we did
how
a
do I get
top
through
side.
all the
We look at the candle
struggles. Well,
formation.
this is one of those struggles that
We
lit a fire
did
under
this to
my
the
ass.
top side of about
A
60
boss
points.
literally
I like this.
basically said
Anywhere
that I was
between
trash.
50 to 100,
Didn't say the
this is a
words
good day for me because
trash,
as soon as we flip
that's what it
bearish,
is.
I'll be
So
looking to capitalize on this
when I talked to my uncle that day, when
about 100
I drove home, because
points.
I actually lived with them, I rented a room and board,
So that's
50 hours a
perfect.
week, and
Where we overlapped the gap,
I
closed
told him,
below
I
and
said,
kept trading to the
Uncle Stan,
downside. So
I'm mad, like I'm
it's
pissed
really
off at
like
this
a
guy.
buy
Like I want to go back and tell
support
him
and
off, but if
resistance,
I do, he's gonna fire me.
reversal points.
He's like, well, the
If you
best way
close
to
below and
live
keep going,
well
then we keep
is,
going.
I'm sorry, the
But
best
close
revenge
to
is
the
to live well,
930
and
open
just
and this
go and
4 hour
do
candle.
something better for yourself. And then when it's time, leave.
Same thing with today.
But I didn't have an answer for how to do that.
Open to the
Like I
top
didn't know
side.
what it is that I would
You
be
know, even
doing
if we traded down
to
first,
make money.
instead
Not that I was making a lot of it
of
under them,
capitalized on the
but
price,
I spent an average of
say we went
13
down
hours a
first
day doing that
for
garbage
the
job,
hundreds and started
listening to
going
those
up. So I'm
lies
seeing the
saying,
bars.
I'm going to make you a route manager one
And when
day.
we flip bearish again,
And you would make
you know,
$500 a week.
still
Now, $500 a
4
week
hour
back
candle.
then in
So that
1990,
expansion to the sell side can still
what,
happen.
91? Yeah, 91.
So
I literally
you can see in this from the
swallowed that
open, we
hook, line, and
expanded to
sinker,
100
thinking
points.
$500, that's mad money.
You
Like,
can
that's
definitely get
crazy
100
money back
to
then.
100 to 50 to 100
$500
numbers
is
out of that.
nothing. Like, my stop
All
loss.
right. Go to the next
My
day.
stop loss per tick is like that now.
We
So,
close here
bottom line is,
from here.
I was pissed off, and I wanted
You
to
can
find
see
a
on this
way.
day we
I
overlapped
wanted to find a way to get out of that situation.
gap,
And my uncle's advice was
overlapped the gap.
go back to
Did
school
a
and
swing of about
pursue more of the
148
languages
points.
that are available to
See,
you.
now this is a day where I don't really
Now,
like
this is a guy who I love.
because
He
this
was a
looks
father
like we
figure in a period of my time
consolidated
growing up.
towards
He let me
open
move into his home,
um
and
for
they
like the
treated
first
me
hour.
very good. But this is the same person, and this is what I
But at
said,
the same
don't
time,
take life
with enough
advice from people
patience
that have a lot of
to
drama in their
split
life.
bearish
And there's people out there that
the
critique me
4 hour
very hard,
candle,
and they assume the
be
things
able
I
to
talk about and
capitalize on
say
that 100 points
aren't good
we're looking
advice.
for.
But if you look around, there's a lot of folks since I've been public teaching, they're showing the results.
Going to the next
They're
day,
doing those funded accounts.
Friday.
They're,
I like this already.
I'm seeing people getting paid,
Pardon me.
not just the acceptance of these funded
You see, we
accounts.
traded
And
to
I'm
the
not going to sit here and
25
rep anyone's company because I don't have any affiliation. And
to
please,
sign
if
up
you're
the
part of
full
those
gap.
companies, don't reach out to me anymore because I'm
38
not
point
going to,
drill swing. That's perfect.
rep you. I don't do those things.
Perfect.
Just like brokers, I don't rep a broker either. I'm
Once we
not
flip
introducing a
bearish, we
broker.
look
I'm not
to
trying to get you to do
capitalize on this
anything
4 hour
except
candlestick
for
here.
invest in
So
time
this
with
4 hour
yourself.
candlestick is not
Believe in
for
yourself, because
electronic
I'm
trading
telling you right
hours.
now,
So you don't get to see that
going to
this
college is
expansion
the
move is
biggest
actually
fucking
happening
scam
every day.
you'll ever do. And I don't care if you
Every
pay
day
less
there's a
if you go
4
to
hour
college. The
expansion move
world
from
has
the
changed.
930 open.
Look around. Look around. People have no idea what's about to come. They have no idea what's coming. I've been talking to my
Going to the
students,
next
telling
day,
them before Trump
price
got elected,
overlapped the gap.
I said all this stuff was
Did
coming.
a jitter swing of
It
about
was in video,
79,
it's
80 points
documented, period.
to the sell side first.
The things that are
But
coming,
once we flip bearish,
you're not ready for.
we look to buy.
Your job is not guaranteed. Your boss thinks the same way about
So I
you
guess
I
it's another
disrespect
930.
my old boss when I was a young man.
We open here.
They're not going to tell
Close
you
here, open here.
because they can get a lot of
This is a
trouble
bit
today.
tricky
Where
because it looks,
back then, a
well,
lot
if
of
it
things,
goes bullish, I
you can
assume
get
it
away
went
with a
down
lot of things
first.
back then.
It's just a bit, you know,
But I was taking advice from a guy who went
300,
to college,
400 to the downside, 300
graduated a very high
to the
GPA,
crazy.
business management,
That's a
a
wild
math
day right there.
scholar,
1st of April, April Fools.
but he was managing a Kentucky
Then
Fried Chicken,
the next day we closed the gap,
KFC.
20 point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's my uncle,
good day to buy.
the guy I learned
There's
about trading
minimum
from,
risk for all of this.
who couldn't make money outside of the first initial plunge into it, where he made money to buy a condominium down in Ocean City and sugar.
This day we
And
just
he told me when I was 15 years
crashed.
old and 16 years old,
We didn't even
every
bother
Sunday at my
coming all the
grandmother's,
way up,
the
but
richest people in the world, Michael,
we did
trade futures and options. Get yourself a good job, become an electrical
65,
technician, save up,
65
invest,
points.
and live like the
So that
fat
would have been
cats.
good for a flip. As soon as we flipped, so we would have been looking
Well,
for
at 15 and
yeah,
16, hearing that,
right there.
I'm interested in
Got to
martial
build the
arts.
higher. We
Okay,
would
I'm
be
going to
looking
run my own
for
martial arts school.
expansion,
I'm not interested in all that
whatever
stuff. It sounds like
points
the
you want
stock
to get.
market.
I
That's
usually
over
look
my
for
pay
100
grade as a
points.
kid. I'm not interested.
Scalp
I hadn't really worked yet.
relative
And
to
then
the
when I started working, I
option.
was thinking, this sucks.
Um,
First job was a dishwasher at Gerspec's grocery store.
now we got over here.
But I looked at my uncle that day and I told him, I said,
Once
Uncle,
again,
can I tell you something?
when
And I
the
want
gap
you to
is
know
so
that
big,
I'm
I'm
saying
not
this with
bothered
love. And I
because as
just
you
want
can
to
see,
know
we
that
went
you're going to make it.
176 points
But
with the
how do
Judas.
you,
So once we
knowing that you
flip, I'm looking
wasted
to sell,
6 years of
that's
your life
the entry, but
in college
that's when we start looking
and all
at
the bullshit that you
price
subscribed to
patterns,
and the
chart
books you
patterns and
paid
stuff.
for, all that
Reversal
prep
patterns.
work, all that stress and crunching numbers, all that stuff.
So, by the way,
And you're working at Kentucky
we are
Fried
on
Chicken,
regular trading hours,
managing kids
not
that don't want to
electronic
come to
trading
work.
hours. This
And
is
then you got to stay and do their job. You did all of that as a result of spending time and the money. He paid out of his pocket, folks. He
so
didn't have,
coming out to
what is
Monday,
that's it,
7th of
financial aid.
April.
Again, he didn't have those things.
Friday,
He
we
paid
closed
for
there
it
and
with his
opened on
jobs
there.
and savings
So
and
as you
money,
can
and he got
see,
grass,
hindsight,
and that's what he does
he had
today.
a
He's a
Judas
retired
swing of
man.
about
He doesn't
500
even trade,
points.
and he's got his own little grass
That was
cutting
just
business.
steady
That's how
moving
he
this much.
puts a little bit of bread back. And he's got a pension
And we
from
did it.
Verizon where he retired from. But he was
So, anyways,
not successful as a trader. He was not successful as a college
4
graduate
hour
with
expansion is what we're
exemplary
really looking at
marks
because
in school. Like his grades were great.
once we turn
And you
around, at
talk to him,
some
he's a
point we
very intelligent
flipped
guy,
at the night
very intelligent,
open,
but down to
we
earth guy.
started creating an
And
expansion for the next
I
4 hours.
I love talking to him.
So it's a
Hopefully he
thing
doesn't
where
work
if you're
anymore. But
patient enough, once we
that
flip,
day when I asked him that, it was like I
catch
crushed his
themselves
soul.
out.
And it was not my intention, folks. It was not. That was not my intention. But I wanted to know: have you observed? Have you noticed that you worked your ass off and you told me to do those things, and I did it? And guess what? Both of us are in the same position. We can't use the shit that we paid for in school. Nobody wants. Hang on, this guy's getting ready to try to do. Can you slow down, fucker? This guy's literally trying to fucking run me off a fucking one-way bridge here. Give me a fucking dickhead. All right, get out and beat this motherfucker's
Yeah,
ass.
my ICT, chill out.
Stupid bitch.
Cool.
Told you I was bipolar. Apologize for that. So I asked the guy, my uncle rather, and I said, listen, do you honestly believe
All right.
that was the best decision for you and I? Like,
So
I took your advice. I listened. And
next day we
nothing came from
opened
it.
here. So we closed here, opened here. We did
And the
90
look in his
Judas.
eye was like
We'd love to see.
literally,
These are the
hey,
kind of days where
it was noticeable to you. I don't know if he was
I can
ignoring
see
it
we
like
get better
like
expansion
the
when we
elephant
have
in the
a
room,
smaller
but
Judas.
I know my aunt who was married to him looked at him like, he worked really
So
hard and let's just never
it's
talk about it.
only about
He never could make it work. He went on so many
90 handles.
interviews,
So,
and they never hired him.
in hindsight, that's a
And
lot. But
I
sorry,
never
in
got an interview.
when you're trading,
Not
that's never
one
a lot.
time. All
But
of
hindsight,
the
you see how
resumes I put out.
shift to the
And
flip
I had a better GPA than he
have a
did.
lot more range to work with.
Not one interview.
You can see here there was
So I
barely to do
wasted
the
my time.
swing
I wasted my money
on this
in a
day.
field that was
Did a
the
Judas
future:
of about
programming,
70
technology, and
points.
information systems.
So once we flip,
I
it's
wanted to be
like
a
right
system
now we're not
analyst.
moving as much,
But
but
guess what?
earlier this year we were moving so much.
I was a vending
20 points
machine
with
operator.
1,005 in a
I
day.
filled coffee
Like this
machines
is a weekly range.
and candy machines and
Right
soda
now.
machines, and I could take them apart and put them back together.
Right.
I could tell you what's wrong with them without even being on the location. But it didn't pay money unless I owned the route. And then one day, while I was doing the vending route, the conclusion came to
So
me
let
that
me go.
Even if I have this vending
See
route,
how May was moving.
if I have a route
So
like
in
this, that
May,
means I got to hire somebody. Do I trust somebody to be able to
first
take
of
the
May
cash out of the
right
machine
here,
and bring all the money
business
to me?
started slowing down or something.
Because I got robbed one time. They
100
pulled
points
into the
to
back of the
this.
truck. They literally pulled the safe that was bolted in the back of the Isuzu truck.
Say an open right
They
here.
ripped the whole safe
Yeah,
off
as
the
you can
back
see,
of the
we
truck that was
put it
bolted
all the
in,
way down to the 50,
ripped the whole entire thing out.
the
And when I
midpoint of
came
the
out of
gap,
the site to put the remainders and the stale stuff that I
trading day
take out of
gap.
machines,
So
and I saw the
as
door
soon as
rip
we
off
traded lower,
and the
they
safe
were looking
missing,
for a
I was
flip.
gutted. I'm like, the first thing it came to my mind was they're going to think I did it.
You
And
know,
that was
capitalizing
exactly
this
what I thought.
above
Why did I
hope.
think that?
Because once price starts to trade
Why
above it,
would I
it stays
go to
above and
that
just goes up.
conclusion immediately? Because of that piece of shit that you got to watch those guys from Essex. And I've
All
been
right,
honest. I hadn't.
going
I
into
haven't even missed a
Friday,
day.
2nd of
I've
May,
never missed a day. I came to work all the time.
we close here and open right.
But these people broke
Perfect.
into, stole
As you
the
can see,
cash,
we traded down
and I literally was
to
ashamed
the
that it
0.5
happened on my route.
quadrant,
Like I could have somehow prevented it. I
flipped.
couldn't have,
So this is
because
a
I'm
very
doing
bullish sign.
service on the machines.
You know,
So I sat there for 10 minutes trying to figure out
give about
how am I going
200
to work
points
up the
from the flip.
courage to call
You
in
see how
and
we can
tell
always
my
capitalize
boss
after we wait
I
for
just
the
got
jitter
robbed.
swing.
Thankfully, not at gunpoint or anything like that.
Or if we get a small jitter swing there, we can just enter the flip.
But I had to sit there and literally wrestle with, hey, this is what it feels like to be violated. I've never experienced something like
So
that before. I've never had
the
that
next day
moment
we did
where
we closed the gap fully. So I'm gonna take
something was
this off.
taken from me
The jitter swing
and
was
it
only
wasn't mine,
about
and that makes it even
40
worse.
points. So perfect. So this is
So
a
when I
day
called
where I
in,
just quickly buy at the open. Stops below the low. About 50 points. Looking for 100 points. I'll be done with it
when I called in to
quickly. That would have been my trade.
talk to the owner of the
But we
company,
can see
I said,
how
I just got robbed. What?
if you wait for the
Yeah,
close.
I just got robbed. And he's like, are you okay? And that made me feel better that he was at least asking that. And I said, I'm fine. I just came out of the site with the site I was at.
Close. Uh,
And I said, they tore the door off
see
the
how
back.
we
It was
created a
below the
jitter
restaurant,
swing
cost
to
too
the
many.
sell
They
side
ripped the
first
entire safe off the floor, like it's gone, like it's completely gone.
for 100 points.
And he goes, did he have any
Then once we
equipment
flipped,
back there?
went all the way
Any kind of guards? I was like, there's nothing back there.
300 points and closed
This is the site I'm at.
almost fully
It's
the
like
gap.
a dilapidated
Go all the way to the third quadrant.
hose making company. So it was almost a failing company. So there was not a lot of technology back then, and nobody was really worried about guarding a place like that. So apparently somebody followed me around, tracked me, and then figured that was the place they were going to do it. And it was. It was like the third stop away from my last of the day. So all the money that would have been in there, it was theirs.
300 points from the open.
Well, when I
Jitters
got
of
back to
about
the shop,
perfect. 200 points to the
the
top side.
owner's son, Glenn, who I had an affinity for, even though his
So
dad's a
here we did
dick,
about 150.
I I saw an entrepreneur
Double that.
magazine
So yeah.
sitting on his desk, and I was looking at it, and I was thinking to myself,
72 for this.
entrepreneur.
So let
Back
me
in the day
see.
when you was like,
Ooh,
you said you were going to be a martial arts
what
instructor, and
for
you got all the credentials to do it,
this
but you never did it. Here you are filling vending machines, you just got robbed, and you feel like shit.
550. We went about 9 points below.
So I picked it up, started
So
thumbing through it,
um,
and I saw things in the
for this
magazine that
again,
I
we're
liked,
gonna
like they were like pictures of boats and stuff,
no
yachts and things like that.
60
And I
points.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask
Um,
him if I could take this home and borrow it. And I said, Glenn, do you mind if I borrow this and I'll
no.
bring it back tomorrow
So I
and
guess
it won't
the
be messed
bottom
up? He goes, no, you can have it.
really uses the
So
expansion.
I took the magazine home,
We had a
and
very
I went
big gap
home,
here.
did my normal thing, coming home,
Those on the
shower,
open.
work out, eat, sit around,
So
and
almost got
started about to
430
go to
for
sleep. I
them.
grabbed the magazine, I was looking at it, and I
0.25
thumbed through the
for
back of it, and
flipping.
there was this little tiny low classified ad that said, real money, real people. Call this 1-800 number and get free information. So I did. And in like a week, I got a little cassette
Um,
tape.
over
And
here we can
obviously,
see we closed
many of the old people,
right here.
old,
So
old
after
time
we
students, they know
the
what
jitter
that was. Like
swing, we
Coke
put it up
Charge
to the
closed that
75%.
into mine.
So
That put me on
67
the
points
mailing list of Larry Williams stuff. The rest is history.
for flipping 133.
But when I started making
So
money
in May we started to slow down.
trading,
Um,
I was at that vending company
so let's go to
during that 9 months of
May,
trading.
June.
So naturally, because I was
Let's
looking
go
for
June
a
now
way to get out of that lifestyle,
and see
having
how
to
we're
work, and I
moving in
wanted to be
June.
able to put the middle finger up into that guy's
So
dad's face,
in
which
June,
I never did that, folks.
See how the consolidates in 9:30 open and like did a Judas swing of about 80 points, which is good. Then expanded 200 points before closing, as I told you. In terms of the gap, we traded up to 50% to the T. So 535, 534. So we went one tick above midpoint and flipped all the way down. So you can see once we flip, was um this day we closed the gap fully, so I'm gonna close that. So the Judas swing for this day was about 70 points. So we expanded all the way up to about 350 points. Yeah. Um, See how this is a very repetitive phenomenon that happens every day. It's just about knowing that there's a 4 hour candle that the algorithm sees every day. So you can really be chilling 4 hours if you want to catch the whole expansion. So you have two accounts and you let one play out, you keep playing the other one. Suppose you have flip. Um, so we had a Judas swing here of about 7 points. This is a very small day. So yeah, we're going to June, we start slowing down. See how there's more dojis at the 9:30, 87 down there, 200 touch. This gap was about, let's see, we got to the 0.25. Unless we went to the top side first, get 200 points to this side. So we went down, then went up, then came back. So yeah, from June we started slowing down. It's the midpoint of the year, so it makes sense. Let's go July. I was still have in July. Had here just of about 30 points. Yeah, but it's a good first day in July. So here we had 70 points. And we took it down about 140 points. So yeah, slow days here in July. Been a really slow few months. Here barely got to 0.25 before flipping. It's not bad because I'm buying regardless. If you take a loss, then we wait again before capitalizing on it. So you make your money back even if it's guilty. Um, we had 70 points, 168 sales side. That's good. We had a small gap, so over here we had a gap of about, you know, 200 point gap. You can see we traded down into it anyway, so I'll take that up. The Judas of about 120 points. It's a lot, but once we flipped, as you can see, for the next 3-4 hours, we get to sell side. So, you know, with time, we can patient and just sort of find Judas 300 points to the upside. Over here, we did 900 points, 80 doji days. July was slow, man. Early in the year, when the bank stuff actions like this, hopefully we from from this month 60 points. We have a couple of days like this. It wasn't consistent last month. We Okay, so let's say we went days like this, 80 points fine, but with barely any expansion on the sell side. On this day, we did about 30 points and 200. So yeah, occasionally we were getting it, not as consistently. The barely 200 points move. Um, you know, 100 points again like every 2 days. Every 2 days we're getting something else. 30 points. Um, so yeah, probably went through this, process. That's crazy, and crazy as well. In
You ever
August,
seen any ads? Nope.
we've
No
just
coupon
about
codes, no special deals, no deadline. If you don't do it by this time, that's all
700
garbage. That's
points.
people that need to sell.
The
I don't need to
first
sell
it
shit.
wasn't 500 points before. 60
And when you
points,
taste what it is that
300
I'm
points.
selling,
So it's alright. It's time to pick back up
it's real.
slowly. From what I'm saying, 40
And then
points,
when it's given to you for free,
260,
that's treasure.
um, 80 for 120.
Look how many people
You might as well.
are literally energized
Yeah,
now.
small, yeah. So it's time to do.
They're able to see it. And all it took
Nice
for
little
them
trader
is
swing
to
to catch
literally
4 hour
engage.
expansion.
Take me
If you go
for
electronic
my
trading
word,
hours,
only on the basis of test and
you
see
don't
if it's
even
true.
get to see
It costs you nothing but time.
the
If I'm a
930.
fraud, if it doesn't work, you'll know right away. I didn't have that,
Not in
folks.
this. It's
I didn't have
somewhere
those
here, so you
things.
don't even get to see that you have 4 hours
Hang on.
from the 930. You know,
Like this. Almost
so
had
that's the
cops show
benefit
up.
of having the regular
So
trading hours. You get to see the
when you go
930
through
that
these moments
happens
where you feel
every
like
day.
you're not going to be able to do this, just know I had those all. And I had good, well meaning people around me,
So, you know,
and they did
you
not
don't get to
conspire
see
with
this,
me. In fact, they were
and it
whips
happens
around my
every day
neck. They kept me
because
from
it,
being positive. I had to dig in deep on myself.
you know.
And it was
So when you're
me
going through the
basically
charts, it's
going
more
to
than
a
just
store
looking at the price action on
with
the
that
electronic
guy's
trading hours
perception of
because the algorithm does
you got to
see
watch those guys,
the
you're
regular
crazy.
trading hours. So when we
I was
open
some
on
fucking
Monday,
meathead selling crack
I'll
on the
be
corner one
expecting
day.
some type of trader swing, to crash market to the
See
sell
how the
side,
model and believe?
something like that.
Like
Um,
that's the
if
guy
we
you
open,
want.
maybe
That
we
never
check
misses a
out
beat.
side,
That works
boom,
over
flick,
and doesn't
and
expect anything
yeah,
extra.
it's
And
like you can
believes
almost
that
predict what you're doing.
in
It
time that
looks
the
like
employer will
depending on where we
reward
open.
them for their
Yeah. So
loyalty
that's gonna
and
be
work
it.
ethic. And I was
Yeah.
taken advantage of.
Make sure y'all like the video.
And guess
I love
what?
y'all watching now.
I'm not
Um,
complaining about that. I'm glad it shaped me
which is
into who I was
backtesting
before I
on
started working for them.
my
My grandfather made that in me. So college is a fucking scam. It's a scam. You will not go to college now, get a career, making a high degree of income with a great degree of
So I already
consistency
have my
and
charts marked
longevity
up for the
because your
week.
business is not guaranteed to you. What did 2020 show you? The rules have changed. There's a second one here. I don't see any smoke.
Maybe we
Bring
go
it,
to like
bring it.
a month in Nasdaq or something.
Lamborghini, hey, brother, I see you. Um, the world's changed, folks.
If we go to Nasdaq,
And when I started talking in 2016 about what was coming, I got laughed at. Chicken Little. But I said
if
everybody
we
can
go to
scare me.
Nasdaq, we
I said
can
everybody can scare
almost
me
see
because they're going to do something that's worse than
the
9/11,
same pattern here
and it's coming.
because
I said that in July of
we have a jitter
2019,
swing of
and it
about
didn't
seven
exist.
handles, expansion of about 300.
And in October, I said it
Then,
also.
but as you can see, like
And then he
the
started
jitter swing,
censoring my posts.
this is why we have to
So
wait for
don't
the
come at me
930
to
open
run off the Twitter, because guess
today.
what, brother?
And then
I'm right
watch
here
how
waiting your
price
shit.
reacts at the open
I'm right here waiting. Everybody can talk to me.
every day.
Everybody can say what they want to say.
Every day,
And I'm
price
right
does
here
50 point
to answer all of
the
that.
top side for a 4 hour expansion of about 300. So it's no rush if you can just wait for the 930 to form it down,
So on Saturdays, I take a drive
you know.
and I get to reflect
So you just need to
on the
focus on the
Facebook
bottom
posts I
wick
made.
that
And what can I tell
happens
you two on those community
at
posts?
the 930 open every day.
You got to look
Every
back and
day
think,
this happens every day.
where have you been? What are you doing right now? Where are you heading?
I'm not really seeing people talk
Are
about
you still on?
apart from
Are you
ICT,
still on task?
but
Have you leveled up?
2500s to the top
Have
side,
you lost?
you get hundreds to the downside. So
Do you know what you're
when you
doing?
go down to the 1 hour
Did you
time
even
frame
do
now,
anything last week that
you
contribute
start
to
to see
what
stuff
you're
like
doing?
this. So let me just do last week. Um,
It's not
bear
just
in
watching
mind
videos.
we
It's
have
not just hitting tweets. It's
4 hours
posts,
from the
pulling your
930
shorts up
open.
and getting out there
Um,
and getting dirty in it, doing it wrong and learning from that.
so Every 4 hours is one, two, three, four right here. So as you can see in this one, which is 11th of August. Okay. 11th of August, which was this doji here. It was a doji candle, and that's because of this here. So as you can see, we had a Judah swing that opened 34 points. So as soon as we flip bullish here, that's an opportunity to buy at the open, looking for whatever, you know, looking for the expansion. But as you can see, you can get 1 to 2. That's the goal. You can 100% get 1 to 2 from this. If it goes to the next day, we had a Judah swing at the first hour. This hour will usually give you the Judah swing you're looking for. So if you can be patient enough, you can get what you're looking for. You can see here we had the Judah swing of 100 points, but once again, at the open, there's always going to be an entry. You get the expansion for the next 4 hours. We had this also. Judah swing 24, 50, 25 handles. For the next 4 hours, we give a total of 158 handles. So you can always just pay attention to the. As soon as we open, you want to see what price does. Does it flip and start going down? Does it, you know, for your best bet is entering after you get through the swing. Over here, and you're expecting this to happen as soon as the market opens. You're not waiting an hour for the Judah swing. Waiting 5-10 minutes for the Judah swing. That's what's gonna happen. Keeps going down. You wait. Price is not gonna flip without you seeing it. You're gonna see when price flips. So as it's going down 17 points, I don't care how far it goes. As soon as it flips, I'm going in for my buys and I'm taking it to the top side. Same thing here on Friday. We opened tiny, just very tiny. But price started selling off. This was 5 minutes. Go to the 5 minute time frame. These are the kind of things where if you're saying we've done a Judas on the top side over there, check my streams. I like to go for midpoints. So if you have our Judas already, these are the kind of places where I like to take myself. If I don't enter at 9:30 at the flip, I look to enter the midpoint of the first 5 minute candle, and I can get my expansion the next 4 hours. You know, so these are the kind of things that happen every day. SPX, same thing. EF, same phenomenon happens here every day. Where we get our Judas swing. This is the hourly time frame, but it's a 4 hour play. Because you can see the 4 hour time frame expansion. That's the goal. Where you get one Judas swing in the first hour, but for the next 3 hours, price is moving in one direction. You know, so that's the benefit of this. If you can wait for the first 5-10 minutes, let's go Wednesday the 10th. We can study how price gave this Judas swing to the top side. Let's just put it like this, so we can then study how price went up here. 5 minute time frame, Wednesday the 10th. Then you can see how you would have been able to capitalize on this move as the Judas swing was happening. So you see price going up. There's no flip yet. But as you can see here, price starts to do stuff like this. This is when you can trust your patterns. You know you're in a jitter swing and price does IFVG. So you can start selling from here. To get extra confirmation, all you want to do is wait for price to trade back below the open. So you're entering here. Stops can go above this because you know you're going to get at least 1 to 2 when it comes to the 4 hour expansion. As you can see on that day, price was slow. Where we look, 13th of August. Yeah. As you can see, that was a doji day. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you can see that when you know you're in a Judas swing, you can trust your pattern to work more. Because I would have been selling this. There's no reason for price to reverse if we are going bullish. Forming a reversal pattern when we're in the first hour of the trading, 9:30, we've done a Judas swing for reversal. That's when we can trust reversal patterns. Mhm. Lines and boxes, man. Let's do another day. Also, the midpoint. Once price closes below this, we know we're going down. We know we're going down. Coincidentally, you can see here, that's exactly what happened. Now I can go with something like that. Low risk, low risk, very, very low risk. We have the first 30 minute as well, right here. If it closed below the midpoint of that too, look at that. That's our first sell. So yeah, everything just lines up. When you see things in the regular trading hours, the electronic, the regular one, these are the re-entries. So that's why ICT says you have so many ways to enter the market. I've just shown you about 4. So another entry is as soon as we flip and take out this low, you can anticipate that all of this is a Judas swing. So now you're looking to sell at that low. Random. Perfect one-to-one trade. Perfect. Right there. So I'm gonna end like this for today. I think I've seen what I wanted to see personally. Um, I guess the goal for the backtest was accomplished. The fair value got saved. So the point is looking at the market through regular trading hours can really give you a different perspective and really helps you understand how price, why the 9:30 open is the equity open and how price charts identifies that. Perfect. So just so here we go. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video, comment. Let me know what type of videos y'all